Alright, Shalom, Mike. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, and Yahushai, Bahasham Rakakodash. I'd like to give double honors to the Apostle Elders, Great Millstone. I'd like to say Shalom to the elect, the teaching word, and our true faith and sincerity. And yeah, today I just want to title the lesson, bringing in the destruction upon the world, this world, you know, and this destruction is going to be by the way of this thermonuclear fire, and as well as the fire from the chariots. But we are introducing these things unto you people, man. You know, just like how Noah introduced the flood in his time, man. So matter of fact, I'm gonna start out with that in the book of Second Peter's. This is the book of Second Peter's chapter 2. And I start at verse 5. It says, and spare not the old world. See? Matter of fact, let me get this word spare real quick. Cause it was a certain system back in the time of Noah. It wasn't as primitive as people put it as to be, man. That was a whole system. You know, people was governed by a certain laws back then, man. You know, and the earth was well populated in those times as well, man. But the Lord didn't spare it. Which this word spare, it says to spare, to abstain, forbear, you know, treat leniently. See, so the Lord had mercy in that time for those people. It tells you that he didn't spare the proud giants, you know, because in that time it wasn't just Noah was a son of God, but it was also other sons of gods during that time. But it was just Noah. He was the one to be the one that was going to be preserved in his house, man. You know, but it said the Lord didn't spare that old world, man. And it was filled with wickedness, man. Matter of fact, let's get some real quick because hey, it's the same formula, man. You know, the same thing is going on right now. Wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole planet Earth. So meaning what? You need a cleansing agent. The first time with water, but this time it's gonna be with fire. So let's get this the book of second. It's like Genesis chapter 6, and you know what? I started. Bear with me. All right, this is Genesis 6 and 5. I'm gonna jump down. Genesis 6 verse 5 said, and the Most High saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth. See, and don't you see that now? Once in this time, how much wickedness have it grown up until this time? It tells you that in the book of Second Ezra, man. You know, well, you gotta really consider if you stepping down upon a man. Or, you know, you already got to ask a woman is do she have a man? Before even you get to that point, you gotta make sure this motherfucker ain't a man, man. You know? So wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole planet Earth. We're in a time where destruction is ripe. This place is being ripened for destruction, just like in the time of Noah, you know, and his flood. And you know, we are constantly harp on Noah because we once again in a time where global judgment is about to happen. So what else can we talk about? You know, and the earth is not going to be destroyed, but the judgment is gonna happen on a global scale, but especially here in America, this whole land is gonna be laid desolate, man. You know, so what else can we talk about? You know, so it says so like if verse 5 again, it says, and the Most High saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. And what is that? Just a subtle way of saying that today. Signing laws and legislations, you know, uh, protecting the alphabet people. You know, you got certain laws and legislation that actually give these homos, you know, the upper hand, so to speak, man. But that just lets you know who's in rulership because Esau, he's coming out. by passing those laws and legislation. But that's just one subtle thing to show you that evil is continually, man. Now is written in stone now in your case that they okay, you know. So matter of fact, let's jump down, and this is all during the times of Noah, and you see this very same parallels today, man. You know, so it reads, I'm gonna jump down verse 11, Genesis 6:11. It says the earth also was corrupt before the Most High. See, and the earth was filled with violence. See, but that was under the banner of somebody. Somebody had the influence on the earth to have violence to be the thing, you know, for corruption to come. You had to have it had to be somebody to spearhead those things. It had to be a source, which is in this modern time the so-called white man. So you got to is a method to purging that out. And in this time back then, in the time of Noah, was the flood. You know, but in this time, it's going to be by the way of fire, man. So let's continue on. It says, that was pretty much the point. So let's go back. Let's go back to 2 Peter 2 in verse 5. It said, and spare not the old world. See? So back then, that's that old world. That was whole system back then. But the Lord, he set up a new one. You know? He got rid of that old world by the way of that destruction, man. You know, it says, but save Noah, the eighth person, a preacher of righteousness. See, that's what he was doing. He was a preacher. He was a prophet, you know, of righteousness, bringing in the flood upon the world unto the bringing in the flood upon the world of the ungodly. See, so Noah spoke the flood into existence. You know, he was introducing the people to the flood, man. And he wasn't just saying, you know, they meet him, you shake a hand with the flood. No, they was going to meet the flood by when the judgment come forth. That's how they was going to get to know Yahweh Shemel Shah. Matter of fact, let's get something real quick. The book of Ecclesiastes, Sirach 36. Sirach 36. And let's see. Sirach 36, and I'm gonna start at. I started verse 4. I started 3. It says, "Lift up thy hand against the strange nations, and let them see thy power." See, and we once again in that time where Yahweh Shemel Shah is about to, his name is about to gain fame throughout the planet Earth. But this time you ain't finna forget who did it. See, people talk about Egypt, but they always overlook who did it to Egypt, man. When this time you're going to very well understand who did it to America, and that's going to be Yahweh Shemel Shah, man. So the Lord's going to, this is the time where the Lord's about to show his power. The Lord ain't shying away. We're not going to sneak out the back door of America, man. This is about to be very made known throughout the planet Earth. It tells you that when these devils come out to us, they're going to be made a reproach before the world, man. So the Lord is putting this out there. You know, it says, as thou was sanctified in us before them, so be thou magnified among them before us. See, so the Lord, he was in us, and that's why we were separate from you people. But the Lord's going to show himself through you, you know, by the way of this destruction, man. By the way of these said perils, and ultimately the icing on the cake, the fire, man. You know, this is how the Lord get down. This is how the Lord make himself known by the way of the judgment, man. It says, it reads, and let them know thee as we have known thee. See? So meaning what? How do we know Yahweh Shemel Shah? By the way of judgment. That's how we was introduced to the Lord through his reading the scriptures. When you read Almighty, that's Al-Shaja, man, the terrible demon-like power, man. You know? But that's how they're going to get to know the Lord. That's how they're going to be introduced. That's how when Noah, when he was speaking on it, When he brought it upon them, that's how they was introduced when it happened, man. So that's how they knew Yahweh Shema Shai when they knew nothing until the flood came. See, they didn't know until the flood came. So it says, and let them know thee as we have known thee. See, so we was able to know the Lord by just believing in the report. But you gonna know the Lord by being in the report, man. You know? It says that there is no power but only thou, O Most High Yahweh Shema Shai. See? So that's how you gonna know then that was a higher power. When you go back to the spirit realm and you be like, damn, you know? But let's go back to matter of fact, let's get that in the blue letter. Let's get this word bringing real quick. Let me read the scripture one more again. 2 Peter 2 and 5. And spare not the old world, but save Noah the eighth person, a preacher of righteousness, bringing in the flood upon the world of the ungodly. See? So let's see what that word bringing in, because he pretty much he spoke these things into existence, man. And that's what you see now. You know, the words of Yahweh Shema Shai being spoken and things happening now, man. You know? And it's ultimately leading to the destruction. These series of events ultimately is going to lead to World War III, you know, and America's demise. And really this beast system as a whole, man. You know, this devil implementing this chip, all that, you know, is ultimately leading him to the steps of destruction, man. You read that in the book of Second Ezra, the 4th chapter. It says the evil is sown, but the destruction thereof is not yet come. So meaning what? It was when America was planted, it had a certain purpose, but even it was going to be a lesson to be learned from this kingdom, man. But the result was going to be destruction, and that's the time we in now, man. You know, so this that word bringing in. Let's see if I can get that.
Strong's G 1863. Hepago.
And it reads, to lead or bring upon. See, so Noah, when he was cutting them niggas out, he said, Lord gonna drown you niggas, man. He brought that upon him. It says to bring a thing on one. See? To cause something to befall one, usually something evil. See? So meaning what? He was speaking on the destruction. He was saying that this destruction is gonna come and drown these people and kill these people, man. He was telling them they're gonna die. You know? He introduced them to, you know what I mean? Well, that's what we once again doing this time. We bringing in the missiles this time. How Noah brought in the flood. When we bringing in the missiles, we introducing the missiles to you people. Matter of fact, let's get that in the book of Joel, the 2nd chapter. I'm gonna start at the top, and I'm gonna jump down. Joel 2 in verse 1. It says, "Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound the alarm, my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble." See, so that let you know that was going to be the result of his ministry. You supposed to be in trembling. It's supposed to come with a sense of urgency, man. When 9 times out of 10, when you read the scriptures about blowing the trumpet, your reaction should be tremble. Your reaction should be afraid, because the Lord is about to show himself, man. You know, through the judgment. It reads, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand. See, and this is Joel speaking these things, but it was ultimately meant for this time. See, now we in this time saying it's nigh at hand because it's ultimately going to is actually going to happen in this lifetime, man. We speaking these things, we actually saying it's going to happen in this lifetime. There ain't no coincidence, you know. Ain't no coincidence with Yahweh Shema Shai. We actually say these things is going to happen in this lifetime. That's why the scriptures say that. Even though it was written thousands of years ago, Joel said it's coming right now. But Joel back again today saying it's going to happen right now because it's going to happen right now. So matter of fact, I'm jump down to uh, verse 11. This is Joel 20:11. It says, "And the Lord shall utter his voice before his army." See, so Yahweh Shema Shai is going to utter his voice before his army. How did he do that? Through the prophets. This is how the Lord speaks through the prophets. So what's the army of the Lord? Oh, everything's at the disposal of Yahweh Shema Shai. He's the Lord of hosts, man. You know, but what's the ultimate weapon of all the armies of the earth? The missiles, man. Which that's part of his arsenal, the Lord's arsenal as well. That's a category within itself, man. You know, that's his army. Although you jump up on it, it said like as a people, you know. So this is part of the arms of the Lord, but it says it's gonna utter his voice before his arm, meaning what it's gonna be spoken into existence. You know, it's like you calling up SEAL Team 6 for a mission. Well, that's what the Lord is doing now by the way of the prophets calling the hit out on America, man. It's being spoken first. You gotta, when you like a hitman or whatever, it gotta be even a damn football game. Before he hiked the ball, he gotta call a play out. You know? So that's what you're seeing now. These prophecies are being spoken for before it ultimately happened. Just like in the time of Noah. Noah brought in the flood. He spoke about the flood and brought it upon the people. We once again doing it in this time. And you seeing that happen, man. You know, and it's only going to intensify. It says, "And the Lord shall utter his voice before his army, for his camp is very great, for he is strong to execute his word." See? So it lets you know he was going to speak it first before him, just to let you know that was him the whole time. You know? The Lord said he's going to kill you and he's going to do it in this fashion. And when it happened, that let you know it was him, man. You know, and this is how Yahweh Shema Shai is made known through the judgments, through the scenarios that play out. You know, you'll watch the movie Final Destination, those elaborate ways these people get put to death. But that's what you read through, you know, the Lord when he prophesied against the kingdoms, man. You know, especially here in America, because this was going to be the ultimate, this was going to be the climax of the movie. You know, so from Genesis to Revelation, America's throughout the scriptures, man. You know, and we're in this time where we finna see these things with all the prophets has spoke of, you know. So it says, read that again. It says, for he is strong to execute his word, for the day of the Lord is great and very terrible, and who can abide it? See, so this terrible day, and that's part of it too. Speaking the terribleness of Yahweh Shema Shai, you know. So we bringing in this destruction upon this world, and we in that process now. This destructuring is happening now. Man, matter of fact, let's get this in the book of let's get that in the book of Second Ezra the 16th chapter, in verse 3. It said, "A sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back?" See, so a sword is sent, meaning what? Somebody had to order a hit. It had to be spoken. And that's what you see now. The sword is sent upon Babylon by the way of his word. It tells you that in the book of in Hebrews, the 4th chapter, this word is like a sword, quick and powerful, you know. So it's by the way of his word. We speaking that a sword is coming. We speaking that hell, you know, war, you know, evils, death. We speaking these things that coming. And you literally getting cut by the scriptures, you know. But it's ultimately is when it said the sword in this contest right here, that's gonna be on all levels, man. You know, but from the scriptures, ultimately gonna intensify to the military, you know, from by the way of war, and the you know, matter of fact, verse 4, it says, "A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it?" See, once again, is this word. We got the ministry of fire, man. Matter of fact, let's get that in the book of, I think is that Second Peter's? Yep, Second Peter's 3 and verse 6. It says, "Whereby the world that then was," see, that same world back then, talking about Noah, because that world back then was judged on a global scale. You know, see, the world of Babylon wasn't judged on a global scale. It was just that region was switched up. these other former kings. It was just that region that was manipulated and fashioned and formed different ways. That world of Noah was judged on a global scale, man. And we once again in that time with this judgment about to come on a global scale, but it's ultimately the star of the show is America being destroyed, the whole land, you know. But it says, uh, but it said the world that then was being overflowed with water perished. So that old world got destroyed by the way of the flood. You know, it says, but the heavens and the earth, which are now, see, so this current world, this current rulership, which are now, by the same word, are kept in store. See, so what was that same word back then? Matter of fact, let's go back to Genesis 6 and let's see what was that word. What was ultimately the message in that time of Noah? This is the book of uh this is Genesis 6, and I'm gonna start at I go back to verse 11 again. It says, the earth also was corrupt before the Most High, and the earth was filled with violence. See, so meaning what? It has reached its perfection. It was coming to its fullness, you know, which we, once again, we're in the height of violence. You actually got guns and shit. When you know, the spirits call it flying swords. You got missiles. You got tanks, and, you know, we actually at the height of the sword, man. We at the height of violence, man. So what? So what's the result of this? It says, and the Most High looked upon the earth, and behold, it was corrupt. Meaning what? It was under the influence of the so-called white man in this time. It says, for all flesh had corrupted his way upon the earth. And the Most High said unto Noah, the end of all flesh is come before me, for the earth is filled with violence through them. And behold, I will destroy them with the earth. See? So meaning what? Destruction, man. People, death, you know. That's the only thing Noah could tell you was that you was gonna die, man. You know? So let's go back to 2 Peter chapter 3 and verse 7. It says, but the heavens and the earth, which are now by the same word, are kept in store. See? Meaning what? This was ultimately was a build. It was gonna be a build up to this moment for real. It was really a build up to this moment right here, man. Because that's why you read throughout the scriptures, it talks about, and it shall come to pass, in that day, or in that great and notable and terrible day. It's talking about this time period we in now. You know, the Lord, you know, he did his thing in Egypt. He did his thing in Sodom and Gomorrah, you know, Nineveh, you know, and everything else within the scripture that's spoken. But this right here, this is why we're gonna talk about this forever, man. What Yahweh Shema Shai is gonna do to this place, man. You know, matter of fact, I think that's in the book of Jeremiah, the 16th chapter. It tells you that the Lord liveth that brought up the children from the land of the north, man. You know, and guess what? That's gonna be something that's gonna that high holy day, which all the high holy days is gonna be kept. With that right there, the new Passover, man. You know, that's gonna be talked about for eternity, man. What the Lord's gonna do to this place, man. You know, it says, by the same word I kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men. See, so you see, it's a day. It's actually a day of judgment. When before everything kicked off in the script, it was a day of judgment that was going to take place in this realm, man. And we in that day, we in that time period where it's ultimately going to be to that perfect day, which ultimately what's going to be the icing on the cake? Fire. So let's get that in the book of Revelation, the 18th chapter. Because that's the best cleansing agent is this fire, man. You know, water that's a cleansing agent, but it's levels to that. A better cleansing agent than water is gonna be with fire. You know, because that's gonna make you move then, man. You know, You can't be proud when you're on fire. This is because now you got people, man, they proud, man. That's why, matter of fact, let me jump up on this. Let me jump up. Matter of fact, let me jump up. This is Revelation 18 and verse 7. It says, how much she have glorified herself and lived deliciously. See? So you people, so-called living an American dream, which you are asleep, you living in a false reality. You living deliciously, you living carelessly. Everything is at your fingertips, man. You proud. We at the height of wickedness. You just, if it feel good, it don't matter. It feel good. That's the spirit you people, what is it that does our will spirit? We at the height of wickedness. We at the height of laziness. We at the height of pride. We in the height of just carelessness and just why? Because the wicked is in rulership, man. The influence of the so-called white man is corrupted. It's defiled. It reads, so much torment and sorrow giver. See, so the very pride and all that is going to be traded in for torment. So you just like this show, see, you got an actual TV series called 600-Pound Life. Well, that's going to be traded in for the famine. So if and America is the most obese country in the world, man. So you don't think the Lord snared this place for the family? Everything is at your fingertips. You got an app for everything. One day, all that's gonna be cut off, man. Water. You so used to turning the damn spigot and water come out, while people still gotta go to damn rivers and shit, man. So you living deliciously. What's that saying? You born with a so-called silver spoon in your mouth. It's gonna get to a point where reality gonna set in. Even to you Edomites, you at the point now you put red hots in the microwave. You ain't gonna even have that luxury, man. So that deliciousness and being glorified, it's gonna be traded in with sorrow and torment. It says, for she said in her heart, I said, Queen, and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. It says, therefore shall her plagues come in one day. See, which we in that day. That period of time, which ultimately is a build up to that perfect day. We in that time period where these things are going to take place. That, like I said, we talk about when you say you have Jake with a bad stereo system, you're going to hear him around the corner before he pull up to your house. And that's what we see with these prophecies, these things that are taking place, on the planet Earth, these series of events that are taking place on the planet Earth. Let us know what season we're in, the time that we're in. The return of our Lord. The only thing really that's left is this devil implementing this chip, man. Which that is not. But we in that day. It says, therefore shall her plagues come in one day. Death. See? With death, that's broad right there. Because in this town right here, the ways of death have been broadened. Oh, even when you read the curses, it tells you that you're going to be cursed with, you're going to be having plagues on you that's not even written. Why? Because in this time, it was going to be, technology was going to grow, it was going to be broadened. So the only thing, one of those things is just going to be death. That's why, even it's with that old series, 1,000 Ways to Die, which is more than 1,000 Ways to Die, but they're just the same. It's a plethora of ways to die in this modern times. It says death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is the Lord power who judgeth her. See, so that's ultimate. That's going to be the end result, the end game for America. The fire, man. That's what else. We bringing in the destruction upon this world right here. We introducing you people to the missiles. Matter of fact, let me end it off on this in the book of Second Esdras. I mean, not Second Esdras. Psalms chapter 9 and verse 16. We end off on this. Psalm 9 and 16. The Lord is known by the judgment which he executeth. See? So Yahweh Shema Shah is known by the judgment which he execute, man. which going to the and the flood. Everybody knew about the flood. Everybody, like I said, everybody talk about Egypt. They always forget who did it to Egypt, but you know what happened to Egypt. Sodom and Gomorrah. It's still, you still got sulfur over there. I think it's highly concentrated sulfur over there, still over there in Sodom, man. You know, and plenty of other kingdoms. Oh, even with going back to Egypt, you had like remnants of Pharaoh's chariots. Uh, yeah, I mean, crushed under sea, man. But this is how the Lord is made known by the way of the judge. That's why I said they're gonna let them know thee as we have known thee. But they gonna know it on the other side though. It says, um, the Lord is known by the judgment which he executeth. The wicked is snared in the work of his own hands. Hijiyah Salah. See, and that's why we say that America gonna be destroyed with missiles. That's justice, man. This is how this man came into power, and this is how he's gonna be overthrown, man. And we saying Yahweh Shemel Shai is gonna do it. Oh, because it also tells you that the Lord, matter of fact, the Lord, he's gonna smite the bow out of his hand. Meaning, what? It's not gonna be a Putin own will that he's gonna shoot missiles over here. A little rocket man. It's gonna be Yahweh Shemel Shai that's gonna shoot the missiles over here, man. It tells you even the Lord and the weapons of his indignation, man. You know. So let's get that. And we saying that if we saying is Yahweh Shemel Shai. Because you can say people, people will say, yeah, there's a possibility America can be destroyed by World War III. They just throw it as a possibility. Just put that in the pot as well. Or a comment, or no, we saying Yahweh Shemel Shai decreed that this place is going to be destroyed by the way of World War III, man. Thermonuclear missiles, man. And as well as the fire from the chariots. And it's going to be the Lord that's going to set this thing off, man. Yahweh Shemel Shai. You know? So let's get this in the book of Ezekiel. I think it's 39. Bear with me. Yep, this is Ezekiel 39 and verse 3. It says, and I will smite thy bow out of thy left hand, and will cause thy arrows to fall out of thy right hand. Meaning what? It's not going to be of them to shoot the bow and arrow, to shoot the arrow. It's going to be the Lord to shoot them off, man. He just created you to just build them up. But they was going to be for your destruction, man. And we saying, is Yahweh Shemel Shai that's behind all this, man. You know, he's the one that's doing it. So when it happened, who else you gonna look to but Yahweh Shemel Shai? So yeah, Hakim, I just hope to edify. I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakodash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. I'd like to say Shalom to the elect that sees his word in our true faith and sincerity. DTA, abide the ball. Soon. Very soon.